I'm the type of mother that 60, 65 mark, I'm very happy already because Maxx have Dyslexia. So based on that, seriously, there's no stress at home itself. But basically, I think he's the type of boys that want to please everybody, and therefore he may give himself stress instead, you know. Is your memory lost for real? Yeah. This is a question that actually close one us up. I'm quite angry and frustrated when people have such a question because it's a condition that nobody wanted to happen. Actually, honestly, deep inside, I hope that it's not real lah, you know. But unfortunately, it's real.
Is a memory loss for real? Yeah, I would say it probably is as real as it gets. I just woke up, no idea what happened, no physical cause. Might be due to stress, I'm not too sure, but no idea. Just woke up one day, I was like, here I am.
He was attending class on a Thursday night. The teacher called and said that he seemed disorientated and cannot recognize his classmate of many years. At that point, we thought it could be just due to stress, so we actually giving him some rest. However, on Monday, the following Monday, he fainted. Then we realized that he actually have a lapse of about 10 to 11 years. We did the MRI and every searches. There's no physical problem, there's no tumor, nothing. So they voiced down to perhaps there's some stress itself. And I remember he said one phrase also, is the brain have no problem, perhaps is the mind got problem. The brain and mind are different things. So the mind decided to shut down certain part, prevent him to doing silly thing, like maybe self-harm or even suicide. And I must be happy that he's still around today. Yeah, I guess doctor say we will make memory together lah, instead of like keep pondering, waiting to recall memory. Yeah, thanks that he's still alive today. I'm still thinking what causes his stress because never in our family we give our kids any stress. I'm the type of mother that 60, 65 mark, I'm very happy already because Maxx have Dyslexia. So based on that, seriously, there's no stress at home itself. But basically, I think he's the type of boys that want to please everybody. Back then, his motto is he want to make everybody like him. His own motto. He don't remember it now lah, but that's his own motto back then. So I guess that is living with that motto is very stressful burden on the shoulder itself lah. Yeah.
What was lost will probably be factual memories, so things such as geological location. I did not know that school was a thing. You know, the concept of like wearing the same uniform, attending to a certain place at a certain time, do certain things, recognizing people that I'm supposed to recognize. So when I first went back to secondary school, I had 5 weeks to prepare for exam. I had to catch up almost 3 years worth of academic information, and I had 5 weeks to do it.
Have you thought of escaping exam?
I understand why people would think that, oh, I want to escape exam, like exam is like the worst thing, like it's a make or break type of deal, you want to run away from it. But my approach to it is, I want to go towards it. For me, is that when I first woke up, the first thing that goes through me was not fear, as much so as curiosity. You can see this kind of things like in a child, like, you know, like 1 or 2 years old. Very rarely you will see a child be fearful in your environment. On the contrary, they are very curious. Same thing here, I was very curious of the things around me. So because of that, I was also equally curious as to my capabilities. I don't have any intention of skipping exams. I don't have any intention of retaining. If anything, I have the goal to graduate alongside my peers.
I know not easy on this boy. So a lot of people say, sure not, you know, because for children with special needs, he have some extra time during examination. I do have close one of friends that ask, sure not, he need extra time, then he have a better advantage. Sometimes these little remarks from friends, maybe they are out of concern, but it does hurt somehow, you know, like they thought I want a special child, no? I don't choose my child, no? Just that I try to support and encourage him and give him, and let him grow the way he's supposed to grow.
How do you study?
Around me, all I see is people listen to teacher, read the textbook, remember, regurgitate, but you don't understand what you're studying. And so what can be remembered can also be forgotten because, you know, memory loss. But so because of that, I was like, okay, there has to be another way to retain information. And I realized that on a more basic level is that we understand how to do it. I am studying to understand. I'm not studying to know. Out of 7 papers, managed to pass 4 papers. Yeah, so that was the first taste of hope, because despite the odds against me, I still succeeded and graduated to Sec 4. Were you disappointed with your exam results? Yes, I was very disappointed in my exam results. My exam result ended up coming in to 17 points. So context to enter poly, you have to get 12 points. I was a tad bit disappointed because I was hyping myself out. I was like, okay, you know what? I can do this. I've done this before. I can do it again. So when the results are out, obviously I was disappointed, but I didn't hold on to it for long.
I'm quite straightforward. I tell him that either you go ITE to see whether anything that suits you. If not, we will stay back for 1 more year because he's eligible for Sec 5. But then again, because of MOE system, he knows himself well. The system don't really suit him. And we look at ITE itself to see what course that best suitable for him.
I am incredibly glad that I got into ITE and not stayed for Sec 5, because a lot of things have become a lot better after I entered ITE. So was I disappointed? Yes, but I was not devastated per se.
I think that he made a right choice that he go ITE basically. If I made him stay back for 1 more year,
I would suffer.
Yeah, because when the decision was made known to the family, I mean we have extended family, everybody feel that he should go Sec 5. And it was a bad choice to put him to ITE because I think still have that stigma thinking that ITE have not much of future. Moving forward now, he's already 2nd year of the course. I think important is like interest itself. Then he will excel itself. First half of his GPA was 3.33.
Yes.
That's first year, first semester. First year, second semester were perfect for. I can see that when the result come along, his confidence actually improved up.
Definitely there was a sharp increase in self-confidence. Reason being was, again, you're doing what you enjoy. And I think secondly is that there's now a sense of freedom in a way. In tertiary education, when a lecturer teaches you something, it's your choice to determine the magnitude and the depth in which the teaching goes. So I'm able to learn as much as I want, as deep as I want. There's more freedom, hence more confidence. Do you feel resentful after facing these advantages? No, because I don't see them as a disadvantage, nor do I see them as a disability. They are an ability that I just have not figured out how to use. So am I resentful about it? No, definitely not. I mean, why would I be? If anything, I'm proud of the conditions I have because in a way it gave me a pillar to create an identity for myself.
What is the meanest comment you have heard?
Not particularly towards me, but I once overheard a conversation between 2 juniors. I think his classmate found out that he was dyslexic, so they asked if he should be in a mainstream school, because he's dyslexic, won't that mean he learns slow and things like that. You don't know what kind of comment like that could impale into that child's mind. You don't know if that might influence how the child might see himself or see his condition. There is a lot of dyslexic kids I know who is extremely talented. It's just a shame that they are buried in a grade-based or grade-orientated environment whereby your grade is everything. A lot of them can sing, a lot of them can cook, a lot of them can perform. So it's rather a shame because that opens up the possibility that that child may not recognize his or her own potential and thereby throwing that away. Nothing hurts, nothing breaks me more than knowing that a child may not be able to see their full potential. Yeah.
Children with dyslexia is just really learn differently. I guess the awareness is not there. I'm glad that he have intervention earlier than later because imagine, let's say I didn't take notice and I do nothing, and then based on how he perform and how he speak, I may not notice that he have a problem. So he may be all the while like struggling there. As parents, we are there not to guide them to grow and give them opportunity to grow, to support them. Yeah, it's not like to decide how they grow. Usually it's our parent dream. Our dream is the child dream. We don't let them have a chance to actually have their say itself.
Yeah. I don't know if I have the right to say this. I'm not a parent per se, but like there are moments in life whereby you just have to relax a little and let go of your child, because how will he or she know what he wants if you're constantly asking him to study for grades? He won't. If your child fails in school, that does not mean he's gonna fail in life. You know, there's always that cliche example like, oh, look at Elon Musk, or look at Warren Buffett or Bill Gates, or like whoever else a dropout.
This was a wrong message. It doesn't mean that don't study. You know,
Again, as I said, it's not that grades are not important. They are important. They play a very crucial part in terms of like a child's future, but they are not the only future the child has.
As parents, I think their happiness is really important, and important is like well-being. I wish that one day he will just recall the memory up. But another part of me scared, because I'm not sure when all this memory coming back to him, will he be a less happy person or less stressed person as he is now? Like what the psychiatrist told me is that if he come back, eventually he will come back. Just don't stress him, and just don't purposely bring up photo and show him and stress him. I mean, like, yeah, this is what the psychiatrist was saying back then. I always said that few words, because only the child happy, the mother can be happy. The child is healthy, the mother can be healthy. That's my take.
Thanks for watching our videos. If you enjoy watching this, you can hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and also watch the other videos here.